Good day, friends, and welcome to episode 8 of the space exploration playthrough. Today, I guess, I will be claiming new frontiers, especially new materials, since I checked out the situation and there are only two more things that I can consider doing. The first one will be to just pretend like I don't need to expend and just continue growing that starter base, or I'm going to start grabbing up new frontiers, and that's mainly what I want to do right now. So we're going to bring up the ammo. I'm going to make sure I have enough turrets on me, maybe craft a few more. I have those, and I need that, and it seems to me that I am prepared to go down there and see if we can steal the iron ore from those biters. Apart from that, I would need a stupendous amount of belts and maybe a few more miners. So luckily my starter base has all my needs covered. So there we go. This is already a pretty nicely working mall. Okay, so first up we sneak down there to the iron ore, and another thing that I just need to do, because I can do it, is walk over that uranium ore without getting hurt. I played so much Factorio lately, and in Factorio you need to avoid the uranium because it's hurting you, and it's just such a good feeling to have that freedom of movement again. And there go the biters. So I'm not particularly proud of it, but with the Fill For Me mod, those biters are not really that much of a problem, because you see, there's just my turrets getting automatically fed ammo into, and they just wreck those biters. I know, this is not really possible without the mod, but I don't mind trivializing that. It's not my fault that these turrets don't need power. If I had designed this, these turrets would have needed electricity. In my world, they would need electricity. Honestly, I keep wondering about this detail of Factorio, that your standard go-to gun turret doesn't need electricity. So it's a mystery to me, but I don't mind. So we're dropping down some turrets, and I'm going to connect that one here with the rest of the facility, because I really want to establish some sort of radar control here. So let's path somewhat closer to the other radar panel and handcraft a handful more of those friends here. There we go. So where to go? We're almost ready to take it in a straight line. Okay, so that worked. All right. So now I'll have at least some intel about this place. Okay. More research. Let's research some gates. I don't mind. These things are not that important, actually, but it's not like they're unimportant. Picking up some wood in between. I mean, I have some, but let's have some more. And then I'll head downwards to the iron ore patch with another radar panel. So I'm going to take the power right away with me, because I know that I want to set up camp there. I know what I want to achieve here, and oh my god, it's full of trees. So That's where my plan has found a leafy obstacle. Damn, that's a lot of trees. Also, I'm not happy with the placement of the that radar panel down there. It's usually not the way I do that. So, it doesn't help at all. I need some hand grenades, and I need them automated, because I won't be able to do anything down here without grenades and the ability to destroy the big enemy of the game, the trees. The trees are always in your way. Experienced Factorio players know what I'm talking about. Okay, well. Since it drives me nuts, I'll have to relay that radar panel. No, I can't live with that. It's simply not possible for me. I have a strict idea in my head how this has to go. So luckily this is my factory, so I'm allowed to do whatever I want to do. Here goes. You see, that's much more beautiful. Maybe not much more useful. I highly doubt that, but at least it pleases my eye now. Okay, so back to our home turf now, and let's craft some hand grenades, shall we? I mean, while I'm at crafting hand grenades, I might as well bring up the military science packs, but it's such a lengthy process. And, well, my standard code of conduct is to get the gray signs rolling once I'm out of the starting base phase. Like, I never do gray signs in a starter base normally, so I don't know what to think about that. But apart from that, the rest of it will be quite simple. I need coals to get the hand grenades, and like I already noticed in the last episode, I have some leftovers here, which I'm going to use for crafting issues only. So we're going to lead that stuff into the other direction there, but I won't be needing those belts anymore. So this one has to stay like that, because otherwise this one miner couldn't be outputting. So I'm going to do it like this, and then branching the coal down into the starter base, where I'll be working with it. I need it down here, so let's do that. At least the starter base coal is now good for something. Makes me quite happy. There we go. And this is going to be the place where the hand grenades get made. I'll do something like this. I like that kind of setup. So I'm going to make this little arrangement. Oops. Ah. That's easier to do it like that. And this is a very, very simple thing to do. Oh, let's check out the inserter things. So yeah, it's all fine with the basic inserter. It might need a lot of coal, but the production speed of hand grenades is really, really slow. So that's why you can manage with a low amount of inserters. Okay, so this will solve the tree problem for me. Won't solve my other problems though. So to get up gray science, I would need steel, and that's what I don't have right now. So did I go over this with yeah, so we went for a output of 1 per second. So let's just check what I need to do to get 60 gray signs per second, you know. So we're taking these into account, and now what? So 3 for the clips. It's a 3:1 ratio. Yeah, the hand grenades are the most lengthy part. So we would need 8 assemblers for hand grenades and 10 assemblers for the gray signs. It's really a tough one for me. But, well. I mean, I'm considering another thing. Maybe I'll just say that my laboratory area will live here, and then I can install the stuff, and I don't need to dismantle it later. That would be an option, I think. Wait a sec, we're using still burner laboratories? Am I not able to produce something better by now? Glass. I slept over the glass, obviously. So, glass shouldn't be too hard to produce, and, well, it's just sand, and sand is made out of stone. And, well, looks like we can do that in every assembler. Okay, whatever might be the case, I'm not down for that right now. I really, made up my mind with these signs, and I decided that, I'm going to make it like I said right there. Just going to let the signs live forevermore in this area, and with a few thoughts in the back of my mind, this should be quite easily doable. So first off, I have to respect that this lane here is meant to be the main bus one day. So the laboratories here and the belt in and everything, this won't be staying. This area will get changed, and this area will get changed, but we're going to keep those. I mean, the red signs is by far the simplest of all arrays, so yeah. Okay, let's get it done here. For this amount, I'm going to produce the steel I need on site, because I figured this would be the easiest way to do that. Because I'll just grab the finished iron plates from the belts, and I'll just produce the steel here I need. Because I'm so far away from mass producing steel in any way that I don't want to get into that. So instead, I'm going to branch off the iron plates one more time here. And, well, at this point I really start to get worried about the fact that I'm only using a belt with 15 iron plates per second. So, well, we're going to see how far this will bring us. Okay, another thing, we're going to need some coal over here. So, let's, this is going to be the steel to begin with. Let's fiddle it through here quite narrowly, so I don't waste too much space. So they told me I'll need 8 furnaces. There we go, boom. So, easy things again. We're just going to have the coal inserters and the iron inserters. There we go. And then we have the output, of course. So this will be all I need for the red clip production. On the other side down here, I have to accommodate 8 of those buddies here. So we're going to do it like this, 4 on 4. And luckily the materials I'll need for the hand grenades are getting served to me here as well. So it's good. We're getting 2 things at once. I like that. The only thing I don't like is I'll need some medium electric poles here by the time being, because or I'm going to do it like that. Well, I made up my mind. I'm going to make something completely different here. The easiest way to do that, since I'm still so far away from the age of bigger power poles, is just to spread them a little, you know. It's just all it takes to ensure that I don't need to use underground belts and stuff to accommodate my production. I don't like that too much. Okay, so I'll switch on this array here because I feel like I can make really good use of it. So it goes zigzag like this. And I'll get some steel out of that. I'll also research oil processing at that point. Wonderful. So let's copy the hand grenade recipe. And let's check. I'll need only one factory for firearm mags. So, well, might as well drop it here. And might as well get a great idea out of that. So I'm going to lead the steel over like that. Because, let's check it out if I'm right. Yeah. So these need steel plates and firearm magazines in the same ratio. So, all I'll need would be to merge this thing. Where? Oh, I'm going to find it out. Right now I'm having a short moment of brain freeze. Sometimes it just happens. So I'll need 2 long-handed inserters for that. And I'm going to output on this. But if I do, it'll end up at the wrong side of the belts, so that's a problem. Oh, is 1 basic inserter enough? Yes, it is. So to solve that problem, what can we do? Does the Shift N work? I don't think so. No, that won't work. Or was it Shift L? Well, that would be logistic networks. No. So, there are several ways of achieving what I want to, but I feel like I want to go for one of the cheesiest ones, which doesn't involve too much trouble. So there we go. Let's just repair that one real quick. There we go. I just rerouted them a little bit just to make sure that they'll end up at the lower side of the belts. So there we go. And last but not least, I'll need copper plates. Wasn't there some belt with copper plates lying around somewhere? So there's one, and wait a sec. What's wrong here? Okay, that was definitely now not how it was supposed to be. Good thing I noticed that. Going to what I'm going to. Well, let's use this split off. This is a good one. It's not strongly frequented by any other source, and still offers me the throughput of the full smelter array here. So there we go. I just get the ingredients I need together for the red clips. So there we go. We need 3 factories for the red clips here. Maybe I don't need to get it that far out actually. So we're going to make them here. It's going to be the red clips. And now let's check out what we're going to need. So basic inserters. One basic inserter is enough. Wonderful. I like to see that. So we're going to give them the input they need. Make sure the output gets done. And we're almost there. So this is quite unusual for me. I don't do that regularly, you know. Normally it's I do a different course of action, but it just fits to the situation so well right now that I'm like, okay, let's do it this way this time. I always feel like when you're playing different mod packs that it's a wise decision to reevaluate your strategies. You see, you can't use the same strategy for the same problem in every mod pack because things just are different. Here with the AAI Industries mod pack, so many things are different. Especially the early game buildup is a lot more complex. So, due to that, I'm going to make it like this. So, the last thing that's missing here seems to be the input of those buggers. So let's check. Yeah, just like I was hoping. I can just not T-merge there because the cliff is in the way. Arf. Okay, let's change that a little bit here. So I'm going to make it like this, and then here we go. So that's one of the important things we're going to need, and then I'm going to branch off myself some bricks over here, and there's going to live a good old-fashioned wall factory right next to that. And then I'm going to have all I need. Let's check. It was only one wall factory, right? Right. Okay. So the inserter demand is 1.2 of the basics. Well, then it gets its 2 inserters. And now I'm going to... what kind of output is it? It's 0.2 out, 1.2 output. Okay. So I'm going to make it like this. So we're having this out here. Going to mix that one. No, oh no, not mixing. It's exactly the opposite. I'm going to keep it mono. And last but not least, we're going to need now 10 assemblers to machine up the science. Okay, how we're going to make that? I'm going to do the belting like this, I'd say. So I'm going to use a similar strategy as with the other science packs. So we're going to make something like this, and this way I can save myself a few belts by just using the first pass around of the bricks already, and okay, that's going to work out, doesn't it? Yeah. And this way I'm going to save a few units of belts. So there goes the other side of the input. Okay. Next up goes the gray science. This is one of the most odd setups I made since ever, but at the same time I do like it. It feels like a very, very funny science setup. So we're going to need one close inserter for every laboratory and one far inserter for every laboratory. Factory, of course. Assembler. To make sure they'll get everything they need. There we go. And last but not least, of course, branching the output into the correct direction there. So we're going to lead those boys over here. And let's do it something. Oh, no. That's silly. Can't just put the gun turret somewhere else, you see. It's a lot easier. So I'm going to make it not different here. Just going to use this. At the end of the day, everybody will get his gray science there. Just have to distribute the packs a little bit. Like I said, it's one of the most weird setups I used ever. But I wanted to try out if it actually works, and it's I'm positively surprised here. So the only thing that's necessary, though, is that these machines can output their science too. Okay. Let's give them some power. And that's that. Of course, we're now having not enough materials, just like I was afraid of. That might be happening. Oops. So, bottom line, the amount of coal I'm producing is simply not enough. I'm not surprised. I mean, right now we're having a lot of coal miners simply not working. But, oh, I'm stuck in a cliff. So that's what's happening. I'm wondering. So we're going to use the extra resources and drop them into the pool here. It's the first one, and I'm going to use the other one as well. Oh, we're ought to remove some trees here, but harvesting a few is not a bad idea at all, so we're going to blast them really soon, though. Okay. Let's go for another branch off here. Underground belt, I mean. And then I'm just going to mix that into the situation here. Boom. And that's that. And this should provide me enough coal for the science here. And then I'm going to pick up the grenades I produced so far. Only a handful. And then we're going to have some good old measured fun. I'm also picking up some steel plates here, because I really want to upgrade. Oh no, that was not steel. It was glass missing. So another thing, are these actually compatible? Okay, they can take the gray science too. I'm relieved. Sometimes in some mod packs you're needing more modernized laboratories. Okay, so that's that. Going to where was it again? There. I'm short of what? Bricks. Okay. Oops. So what I want to do is bring up 3 more laboratories, because I really want to have them. Going to be quite an easy feat. I mean, we're just needing something like that. And then something for the red signs as well. So they're getting their gray signs and green signs from that side and their red signs from that side. So there we go. And they should be distributing it now in the way that everybody has every color. Do they? Yeah, it works out. So we can now go for some other interesting researches, but first I'm going to do what I wanted to do. Fuel refining. Oh, it's a new icon, isn't it? Or is it the same icon? I'm just derpy. Too many mod packs, not enough overview. So first off, I'm going to increase the efficiency of my ammo and my weapons. That's always the first thing I really like to increase during my playthroughs, because these upgrades, they are just permanent, useful, and you don't want to miss them. So this is going to get closer to the end of this episode at this point, because setting up the new mining outpost will be a bigger endeavor, and I won't be finishing that in a few minutes that are left on this episode. So luckily now I'm having gray signs available as well, which is feeling pretty good. I'm not having this properly defended, which is certainly freaking me out a little bit, but we're going to see if we get punished for that. The distance between the iron patch and the rest of my base is just infuriating, to say the least. I'm going to have... I'm really considering using trains as soon as possible for this, but I don't see myself being able to bring up the trains just like that before I exploit that iron patch. Because overall, I don't know how I should get my economy rolling without accessing this patch here. So I'm just bombing away a little bit more of that forest, which is really standing in my way here. Which is actually not really the important part of the forest, but yeah, leveling the field, you know. So my friends, it's about time to go for the usual things, you know. I'm going to ask you about your comments. No, let's not do it like that. Feel free to drop me a comment down below, my friends. I would really appreciate any form of input about this series, what you're thinking, what I should be doing, whatever. Apart from that, drop a like on this video to make sure that YouTube also realizes that I'm doing great Factorio content. Also, share it with your friends or subscribe to my channel. These are really, really helpful things if you want to stay informed and don't miss another episode. So, see you guys next time when we're going to exploit that big old iron patch. Possibly this one too, I don't know yet. Bye-bye.